Welcome to your custom deep dive. So imagine trying to water a giant lawn, but you're using 100 leaky straws that are just taped together.
Well, that sounds awful.
Right. The further you go, the more mess you make, and well, barely any pressure actually reaches the ends.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And that is exactly what running traditional thick AV cables across a massive commercial building feels like. It's a mess. But today, we're decoding the spec sheet for something that completely solves this. We're looking at the Smart-AVI XT-TX800-S transmitter from HDTVSupply.
Yeah, and instead of relying on those expensive, messy AV bundles, this device, which runs about $479.20, it cleanly broadcasts everything. High-res video, stereo, audio, control signal.
To 8 different locations.
Exactly, 8 outputs. And it does all of this using inexpensive standard networking cables. Your basic CT5 or G6, 7, and 8.
Okay, pushing 1920 by 1200 or like 1080p video over a standard internet cable is one thing. But the specs say this metal box pushes all of that 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet, yep.
Wait, I mean, that's over 3 football fields. How does a basic internet cable not just lose the signal over that kind of distance? Usually the degradation would make the video completely unwatchable.
Well, it really comes down to how the device actively manages the signal, right? It's
Yeah.
not just passively shoving data down a wire.
Okay.
First off, the transmitter operates with a 300 megahertz bandwidth.
Yeah.
That essentially gives the data this massive, wide-open highway to travel down.
Right.
But the real magic happens at the destination. The remote receiver unit features what they call a designated trimmer.
Wait, meaning it's actively trimming off noise picked up along the way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think of the video signal kind of like an old radio station.
Yeah.
Over a long distance, it picks up static and, it starts to drift.
Oh, sure.
So the trimmer actively tunes the frequency at the receiving end to lock onto a crisp signal. It's stripping away all that interference accumulated over that 1,000-foot journey.
Wow.
That's how the image arrives, looking flawless.
And it's not just the video and audio taking a journey either. The specs list RS232 and IR remote signals, which actually makes perfect sense for a commercial setup.
Oh, absolutely.
Like if a bartender needs to change the channel on a TV 1,000 feet away, they can just point a standard remote at their local receiver, and the IR signal travels back up the CT5 cable to actually control the main source.
Yes, so you get full control without running a separate control wire.
Which saves so much time.
It does, but pushing multiple types of data that far introduces major physical risks. I mean, when you string copper wire across a massive building.
It essentially becomes an antenna for electrical interference.
Exactly. It picks up everything.
Right, and the specs do mention high ground loop immunity and transient protection. Ground loops are an absolute nightmare in AV.
Ooh, the worst.
That happens when 2 connected pieces of equipment are plugged into different power outlets with slightly different ground voltages. You get that nasty buzzing hum in the audio.
And those rolling bars on the video. Yeah, well, the XT-TX800-S is built specifically to block that voltage difference from ruining the feed.
Okay.
Combine that with a compact metal case and the built-in transient protection, which basically shields the system against sudden, unpredictable voltage spikes. And you have a device that actively defends the data.
Okay, so I understand the engineering behind it. It's beefy, but I still have to question the price tag. At roughly $480, are all these military-grade protections overkill? Like, if you just want to get a game onto a screen, couldn't you use a cheaper, basic signal converter?
Well, if you're hooking up a TV in your living room, sure, but look at the vendor's primary ecosystem.
Okay.
HDTVSupply sells these massive setups. We're talking 160 TV matrices for giant sports bars or like casino floors.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right, so in those commercial settings, if a power surge fries your central hub or a buzzing ground loop ruins the audio during a major pay-per-view event, you haven't just lost a video signal.
You've ruined the entire customer experience.
Exactly. And you've lost revenue. So you aren't just paying for distance with this thing. You're paying for bulletproof reliability.
That makes total sense. So the XT-TX800-S isn't just an adapter. It's this highly durable nerve center for long-distance multi-point AV distribution. It takes a logistical nightmare and turns it into a streamlined, shielded network.
Precisely. It tackles the physical limitations of commercial broadcasting by actively grooming the signal and protecting the hardware.
Really fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Well, as wireless casting technology continues to evolve, it leaves you with a really interesting question to ponder.
Yeah.
Will hardwired CAT5 solutions like this eventually become obsolete? Or will the sheer physical reliability, security, and zero latency of a wired connection always win out when you're managing a massive 1,000-foot commercial broadcast? Something to think about.